lesson. Right, that last week we discussed about the radio, right? How you can use the radio in the ELT classroom. This week here that today going to discuss about more about the technology, how you can use to improve the English language skills. Here that we are giving actually a specific name for that use of technology in the classroom activities called computer assisted language learning. Right. Actually, the computer assisted language learning is a combination of technologies. Right here, not to include one particular technology. Here, having more than one, several technologies there. Then you won't know how to use these several types of technologies to improve the skills, English language skills of the student. Right. These are the things that we are going to do. Again, that last week we did the activities through a specific platform. This week onward, actually, I'm not going to use that platform because some of the activities you are not able to do again. Therefore, I'm using another way to do the activities. I'm always provide the links for these activities. Then you can do the activities in later. Even after the session, also you can do the activity. Right. Here we are going to start the lesson. That first I'm going to share the presentation. Right. Computer assisted language learning. There are many internet and online things also linked with the computer assisted language learning. Therefore, the subtopic here, online teaching English. Right. That first we should want to get the idea about the call or computer assisted language learning. Here you are having some ideas regarding the call or computer assisted language learning. There are some definitions actually. That one definition says in 1987 that Levy, according to the Levy, it said that search for and study of application of the computer computer in language teaching and learning. Right, that's the one definition there. Study of applications of computer. Right, study of applications of computer in language teaching and learning. Right, then similar idea given the other definition also. It says about that approach to teaching and learning foreign or second language in which computer-based resources and information technology are used to present, reinforce, and assess material to be learned. Right, here giving somewhat detailed description about the call. Right, here actually giving the idea about using the technology, different types of technology to improve the language skills. Right, that's the idea behind call computer assisted language learning.
Me, sir.
Yes.
This application means like Word, Excel, software.
Yes, that's including that part also. Not only the Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Right. That here actually today the lesson continue that you are learning what kind of things you can categorize under call. Right.
Okay.
Right. That's about the only a definition, introduction of the call. Right. Actually, we should know what are the applications here. This application you can categorize. There are 4 categories that later it will you will know what is that categories also. Right. Then look at the screen here. Teacher role, that before identify the call categories, that you want to get some idea about the teacher role in call environment. Right. Here the teacher role I divided into 5 categories. Here that first look at the 5 categories here. The first one says develop variety of materials to improve skills. Right, that teacher should be able to create variety of materials that should help or support to improve the English language skills of the students. Then it says act as a facilitator and act as a mediator. Then there are some differences between this facilitator and the mediator that we want to get the idea about that, how difference. Also develop material to suit learners' need and should the materials used in effectively. Right, that first one here, develop variety of material. Then you want to know, you want to familiar what kind of materials you can use when you are teaching language in the classroom. Right, here you will get some idea about the materials you can use when you are teaching. Right, then you will be able to create exercises, different kind of exercises, then quiz, test papers, then games, that educational games that help to improve the language skills, then clickable images. There are some kind of images that you can click it. Once you click inside the image, then you will appear another description. Right, the similar kind of image we did in the very first class in this course. Those are called clickable images. Then infographics, then puzzles, flashcard. There are some few types of materials here giving you. There are more materials, then later you will understand those things also. Right, as a teacher, when you are using the technology in the classroom, as a teacher you should be able to create these types of things using the technology. Then look at act as a facilitator and act as a mediator. The first look at here, act as a facilitator. Right, you are the facilitator. Right, you want to give in some facilitate, you want to support to the student to improve their skills. Right, when you are using the technology here, giving some example for that, creating and delivering Zoom links. Actually, that think about what I am doing with you. Right, I am act as a facilitator as well. I am act as a mediator also. Right, that one example. They create and deliver Zoom links. That's the one example for that. I am creating the Zoom links, and I also share with you. Then only you can attend the classes, Zoom classes, online classes, right? Because of my facilities with you. Then installation software also, another facility you want to provide to your students, right? When you are working in the classroom, this classroom having computers, tab or laptops, then you will be able to install the relevant software with your computers. Right. Then class arrangement also another important part. As a teacher, you want to consider about the class arrangement. In a class, there are various type of devices and equipment. Right. Then you want to arrange these devices according to the students' requirement or students' need. Right. Then look at try to get some idea about the mediator. Act as a mediator. That means that's a somewhat difference from the facilitator. Right, here giving some example. By looking at this example, then you will get some idea about what is mediator. Actually, the mediator always try to giving some training, right, or giving some introducing some technologies that important to language learning, right? That we are considering about the language learning, but not only language learning, right? When consider the other subject also, it is very important, right? Giving some training, some kind of instruction to the student how to work, right? For example, suppose using Word, then how the Word application you can use to improve the English language skill. Then you want to instruct them, you want to train them, right? All of these things, that applications like Word, Excel, right? It is not your own creations. They are using the creations of someone else, right? Only the things you are training others how to use Word or Excel to improve the language skills, right? Then you are act as a mediator between the creator of that kind of application and the students, right? In that way, you want to understand and you want to get the difference between also the difference between the facilitator and the mediator. Right, I think you got some idea about that. Then the other roles here, the develop materials to suit learners' need. That earlier one teacher function that already we identified. Teacher should be able to create the exercises, quiz, test papers like that. Then also the teacher should be able to match these materials with the according to the student needs, right? Then the teacher should decide it that according to the student's level or the knowledge level or the age level, then the teacher should decide the which kind of activity or which kind of material should match with the students. Then should also the teacher should be use that materials effectively. Right, these are the some functions or roles the teacher should follow in the call environment. Right, that remember this part. Then we'll move to the next slide. Here, giving some idea about that earlier I mentioned. When considering about the call, computer assisted language learning, here having four categories, four types of call program here. Right, that first look at the categories here. First one says call specific software, then generic software, then web-based learning and computer-mediated communication program. Right. These are the main four parts available with call programs. Right. Here we should want to get some idea about these four. The first one, call specific software. Right. Then try to understand what is call specific software. Right. Then we'll see later what is generic, then web-based learning and computer-mediated communication. Right. Then first one, call specific software, application designed to develop and facilitate language learning. Right. Here we are considered about the applications. Some of the applications develop and provide facilities to language learning. Right, here given the first one, CD or DVD ROM materials. Right, that's somewhat earlier. All the type of delivering the course material that currently actually not use that CD or DVD to deliver the course material, but sometimes they are using CD and DVD. But 5 or 10 years before, the CD and DVD are very popular as a self-learners. Right, that most of the course materials they can find through the CDs and DVDs, right, by purchasing or by finding the CD or DVD, then they can easily or they can improve their self-learning. Right, then English language learning software, also another popular application used to improve the language learning skills. Here giving some examples for software, Gamebox, then Open Teacher and Duolingo are some of the popular software available to use to improve the English language skills. Right, actually this software, some of the software having that you need internet and online you can play, but mostly the software refers to the offline things, right? If you have if you're not connected the internet, even that case also you can play with the programs, right? These are the things software that before using this software you want to install with your computer, right? Once you install this program with your computer, then you can use it. Right. That one problem here, that mostly this type of software you can't get freely. Right. Then you want to spend finance, then only you can get this kind of software. Right. There are some freely available software also. For example, that here the Open Teacher. That one example. This Open Teacher is freely available. It provides facilities to organize your work in the computer, right? That is Open Teacher. that game box is somewhat advanced learning package. Not normally you can't find freely in the internet, right? But you can download from the internet, and also free trial also available. Then you can use it. That I'm going to show it what the type of what type of software there. And then look at the screen here. Then game box, that I am going to show what kind of software here. The game box, right here, I think you can see game box, the small icon, they look like that. That once you install the game box on your computer, then that particular icon appear on the desktop like that, right? Then once you appear the icon, then you can double click on it. Once you double click on it there, then it will open the box. But here giving some initial message, then read out the message here. The full working version of game box will lock itself in 10 days, because that I am using the trial one here to show only the demonstration purpose, right? If I buy it, then I want to spend this amount, right? That if you are able to do that, then you can purchase it. Right, this is the initial screen of the game box here. Here giving some categories based on your application or what you are going to teach with your students. Then you can select the required option from here. Actually here having games, only games. After you teach in the particular lesson, then with the students, you can play with the students. Right, then I admitted all the students in the waiting room. Right now I think okay. Right, then for example, I am not going to show all the things here. For example, here 3 in row type of a game. Right? I think you know the game, that tic-tac-toe, that one of the popular game. Right? That very similar kind of game here. That first you want to enter the name of the players. That 2 players can play with this game here, but in the same computer. That for example, suppose the first name John, and second one Wilson. Right. In that way, the first you want to introduce the players, then click OK. Right. Once you click OK, then it will ask the session. Right. Suppose you are teach to the student the session, for example, birds. Right. Then click on the birds here and click OK. Right here, giving some buttons. Then click on the start button here. Click on the start button. Right. Now the John's time, the John's turn here. Right. Suppose he select the old one here. Click on the old. Then what? Right. And selected, then become the blue color square. Then now the Wilson's part turn. He want to select suppose swan. Right. Then the swan, that how to pronounce also you can hear. I think all of you can hear the sound. Right. Then the Johns again. Then John or Wilson, that players should want to fill up the cross or the rows or columns. Right. The first fill up the rows, columns or crosses, then that student will win. Right. Then suppose the John want to fill up the cross here, then parrot, the next one. Select parrot. Right. Then Wilson, select pigeon here. Right. Now the John's turn. He on once he fill up this one, John will win. Right. I am not even familiar with the who is the bird here. Someone tell me. Can someone guess
That is a
the
gull,
girl?
sir.
Yes. Yes. Correct. Right. Then John win that game here. Right. In that way, you can play games through the game box software. Right. That's actually for the 2 weeks time freely available. Then if you want to continue, then you want to purchase it, right? Otherwise, it will not allow to use it. Right. Okay. Then back to presentation again. That's the one kind of software you can use in your classroom. Game box. Right. That I'm not going to show the functions of the how can work in the other software. Then you can go to the internet and check it. What is Open Teacher, then Duolingo, and like that. There are many other types of software also. Right. Then type in the internet through the Google search the software in the ELT classroom. Then you will find more software there. Right. Okay, that's the first one called specific software under call categories. We are discussing about the call categories. That's the first one called specific software. Right. Then before moving to the next part, that our first activity today, I am going to share this activity through the chat box. Then click on the link. Then after that, you will find the screen. Then ask your name and some information. Then fill up and click OK button. Then the question will appear. In the first activity having, I think, short question, 9 or 10 short questions there. Only 5 minutes available to complete that activity. Here, no one activity room. Time check that 2 or 3 times. Right, once you're in the activity room, then I will add. But now, no one in the activity room, right? Okay, I'm going to share the link.
Click it, sir.
Sorry?
Can't click the link, sir.
Yes, still not
We didn't get the
share.
link,
Still
sir.
not share. Still not share. Right. Now you can click on the link. Go to chat box. Just I posted it now. Click on the link in the chat box. Right. Once you click on there, here ask the question. It's these 3 questions. You must fill the first name and last name. Email is optional. Okay, all of you are okay with that activity? Okay, all of you have got the link?
Yes, we have the link now.
Right. Okay, now you can start it. Okay. That Right, I think now the time is okay. Few of you are submitted here, giving the result sheet actually. Actually, this kind of software or things you want familiar with how to use this kind of actually these are not software, web-based interactive web-based, right? Then you want familiar with how to use this kind of things in your classroom also. Yes, now more yeah, 8 of you are submitted. Don't worry about your fail and pass, right? This is not the excitement, only for the practicing. And then we'll see the answers for this question. Right, then call stand for computer assisted language learning. Language learning. Then second one, call is a search for and what's the answer? Yes, that's the definition from the definition. No, study of application of computer in language. Yes, language teaching and learning. Right. Select types of call program. Right. Then you can guess the answers here. Select what are the application software. The type that 4 types we identified earlier, but not going in detail. But you know the name of these categories. Application software is not the category. Calls of specific software is a category. System software is not a category. Web-based learning program and computer mediated, yeah, CMC program. Which one is the oldest way of delivering learning material?
CD,
from
DVD.
these 4, yeah, from these 4, CD and DVD. Select English learning software.
The third one, sir.
Sorry.
Third one answer, sir.
Third one, select types of call programs. Here, call specific software, web-based learning program, CMC program. Here, given only 3 categories, but we identified 4 categories, right?
Sir, what is generic specific software?
Not include for the answer here.
The other type? Yes, sir.
Call specific. Call specific. Web-based learning.
Web-based.
CMC.
And the other type is
yeah, other type is generic software. Right? Generic software is not here, right? On the question ask only select the types here. Right?
Yeah.
Therefore, only 3
Yeah,
categories.
only 3 you have to select. Yeah.
Fifth one, select English learning software.
Open Teacher and Gamebox.
Open Teacher and Gamebox we learn, but ETS learn vocabulary also a kind of software. That's also correct, right? That we not mentioned in the presentation. ETS learn vocabulary. Right. 7, then try to fill up the 7. Number 7. Learning is a technique that seeks to student actively engage in. What's the answer? Interactive learning. Learning is a technique that seeks to get study actively engaged in the learning process. Learning process, often through use of what?
Technology.
Technology. Right. Then identify all teacher roles in call environment. Then develop teaching materials, act as a facilitator, set up necessary hardware call environment, act as a mediator. Right. Then you want to mark these 3 here. set up hardware, necessary hardware in call environment is under facilitator. Right? The main role is facilitator. Once you got the facilitator, then as a facilitator, your responsibility is installing the necessary hardware. Right. Then question number 9, select all functions that can be identified as teacher facilitator. Right. Here they are asking what are the functions responsible as a teacher facilitator. Then tell me one by one. Instruction about use of software.
No, sir. Install software in the computers. Provide Zoom links.
Yeah, provide Zoom links. That's a facilitator, function of a facilitator. Install software in the program.
Computers.
Giving
Arranging necessary
training.
hardware.
Giving training is not a function of facilitator.
No.
Arranging,
necessary hardware.
yes. Arranging training session to train the Zoom,
No.
use of Zoom. Yes, that's under
Yes.
mediator.
Mediate.
Right. Then that's the way how you can answer the question.
Sir, can you show the ninth one?
Ninth one.
Yeah.
This one, select functions that can be identified as a teacher facilitator. Provide install software. Then provide Zoom links. Arranging. Right. And the general software, mainly there are 3 types. These are the most common software. All of you are familiar. I suppose that, I assume that all of you are familiar with this software. Then here should want to get idea about how to use this software in the language learning. If you consider the MS Word, you can use to check spellings or grammar mistake, and also it's useful to review the students' writing. Right? As an assignment or tutorial, you can collect your students' writing, then think about how you are going to mark it or correct it. Right? Then normally, if manual, how you are going to correct it. Using a red pen, you are cutting down some words, then you are adding some your new words. Right? In that way, you are reviewing. Right? These reviews you can use through the Microsoft Word. Right here, I am showing how to do that. In that part only, I am showing that one. Suppose you have a Word document like that. All of you can see that one, my screen here. Right? Can see my screen. I open the Word environment. Right, okay. However, look at the screen here. You can use that Word environment to that earlier mentioned to check the spelling and grammar. That first I am showing some example for that also. It is common actually. The grammar mistake always underlined as blue color. Then spelling mistake always underlined as red color. Right? As an example, suppose this sentence here. Then I am write down one sentence with some grammatical errors. I were in the home, like that, some grammatical and spelling mistake there. Then look at the sentence. In the grammatical part, it will underline in blue color. In spelling part, it underline as red color. The same time, you can correct it. How you can correct it? Go to the underline word and right click. Then word gives the correct word for that. Then similarly, you can go to the underline word, red color is the spelling mistake. Then you can select the correct spelling for that word. Right. In that way, you can correct the grammatical and spelling mistake of your student's document. Right. Then I am going to show how you can review a document. To do that, I need the paragraph. Therefore, I am copying a paragraph. Right. I am copy a paragraph to the Word document. Right. Suppose this is the paragraph that's submitted by the student. Now you want to review it. Right. Then when you are reviewing, then first you want to read it in this essay on technology. We are going to discuss what technology. That suppose you want to you are thinking that the science, that word is put if you can put the science word, the word science, then better. Right. Therefore you are going to add the word science. Right. Before that, you want to click on the review in the ribbon. Click on the review button here. Once you click on the review button, then it will appear all the groups in the review. Right. Under review button, there is a group called comment tracking. Group called tracking. Under tracking, there is an option track changes. Track changes. In this area, having a track change button, click on the track change button here. Right. The first you want to click on the track change button. Right. Now go to the document. Now put the word, new word, science. Right. When you are putting the new word, now the color is changed and also underline science and technology. Right. We are going to discuss what science and technology is. Then you can continue the document, what are its uses and also what technology can do. First of all, technology refers to the use. Suppose instead use, here you want to put the word study. That's the better word. Then you want to remove the use, this one. You can select the word use and press delete key. Then see what happens. Right? It's not totally deleted from the document. Instead, it still in the document, but it cut down and also become red color. Now you can put the new word, better to use study. Instead use. Right? Technology refers to the study of technical and scientific create. Right. For this changes, suppose you want to make a comment also. Right? It is easy to students. Why the student think after getting this document to the student think why the use is not good for this one. Then you want to put a comment there. Right? Then select the area that you want to make a comment. Select that area. Then go to the comment group. In the comment group, there's option new comment. Right. Click on the new comment here. Right. Now the comment box appear in the right side. Right. Now you can put a comment here. Right. Right. Better to use study because it is technical term. Right. In that way, any kind of comment you can put here. Right. Right. After you put in the comment, then you can continue the document here. Right. This is the way how you can review a document through the web. Right. Is it clear that point? Right. I think I assume that all of you are okay with that point. Then back to the presentation again. Right. We are discussing about the generic software. Under that, the first one, we learn how you can use Word to improve the students' language skill with a demonstration. Then look at the second one, PowerPoint, the presentation power software, another popular type of software normally you are using to teach or showing something to the student. Right. But the PowerPoint also you can use to improve the language skills also, right? Other than showing or demonstration purpose, you can use that PowerPoint to improve the some skills, language skills of the student. That one example is vocabulary. Through the picture dictation, you can create the picture dictation through the PowerPoint or flashcard. Then you can use that one to improve the vocabulary of the students. Also, the PowerPoint provide facilities to create the puzzles that earlier I mentioned, the puzzles. There are different types of puzzles available, jigsaw puzzles or crossword puzzles. Right? One of the easy way to create in the jigsaw puzzle is PowerPoint. Right? Therefore, but not as simple you think, but you want to get in detail the use of how to use the PowerPoint. Once you're familiar with the internal functions of the PowerPoint, then you can create the jigsaw puzzles also, or flashcard, then picture dictation, right? That for example, suppose the puzzle, jigsaw puzzle, I think all of you know what is jigsaw puzzle. However, I am showing one example for the jigsaw puzzle here. This type of puzzles, right? Jigsaw, there are a number of pieces there. Then you want to find the hidden animal or hiding picture by fixing the these jigsaw puzzles, jigsaw pieces. Right, then I'm not going to fix it now here, but this kind of things you can create through the PowerPoint. Right, then also picture dictation, that is easy. Right, if you want to introduce the animals through the pictures, then you can create that type of things. The first you can give the word, the name of the animal, then a picture. Right, then the name of the animal and the picture. Right, in that way you can use PowerPoint to improve the language skills of the students. Right. Then another popular type of general software is spreadsheet, Excel. Right. Normally we know the Excel we are using to do some mathematical works, but the Excel you can use to improve the language skills also. One example I show it to do that. Again, the puzzle that earlier under PowerPoint I show you a jigsaw puzzle, but the Excel is one software that easily you can create the crossword puzzle. Right? I show you one created one, then you can get the idea how Excel used in the language learning. Right? Then look at the example here. This is a crossword puzzle based on the nursery rhymes. Right? Look at the statement also. Type one letter in each box. Right? They are giving the instruction. Use one box to one letter, and also incorrect letter turn red. If you are giving incorrect letters, that it says it become red also. Right, now you can move your mouse pointer to the first square, first box here in the crossword. Once you get it your mouse pointer to there, then the question is automatically appear. Right, question here, read out the question based on the nursery rhymes here. Humpty Dumpty was a big. Can someone tell me what's the answer for that? Right, I am also not familiar with the nursery rhymes and those kind of things. Then in your case, as English teachers, I think you are familiar, then can remember the answer here. I think Humpty Dumpty was a egg, no? Yes. Then, yeah, you can spell the word E. If it is correct, it become blue color. If it is wrong, stay as a red, right? Then click on the next square. Yes, blue mean it is correct. Then yes, yeah, it is the correct answer for that. Right. Once you give in the answer, then go to the end. Again, That's another question. Little Red Riding Hood was on her way to visit her, I think,
Grandma.
grandmother. Right. Then you can spell it grandmother. Right. All the letters in blue color if you are correct. Right. If you are giving wrong letters, suppose you are giving in that way. Right. All the correct letters are in blue color, but the wrong one in red. Right. Then you can
Yeah,
straight go to
E.
the wrong one.
E, sir.
You can change it.
E.
E. Right. Then that type of activities, it is very helpful to improve the students' vocabulary and spelling mistakes, that type of skills. Right. Then I'm not going to do it in all the questions here. Once I give in the links, then you can go to these activities and complete it. Right. Right. Okay. That's about the general or generic software. Right. We are discussing about the call types. Then can remember the first one, call specific software. Right. That earlier we discussed that one. Then second one, general software. Right. Then third one, web-based learning program. Web-based learning program. Right. That means you need online internet facilities to do the activity through web-based or website. That earlier in general or specific software, no need internet facilities. Right. It's an offline methods. This one, online method, web-based learning program. And if you want to do interactive activities with your student, interactive quizzes or interactive exercises, one of the best method is using the online methods. Right here, I am giving very useful examples, very common and popular and interesting websites. I am giving 5 names of the website here, links of the website. Then you can go to this website and look at what are the things there. I am showing 1 or 2 examples here. The first one, try to this one, the first English Hilfen website. Yes. And this is the website here, englishhilfen.de. Right. Here giving some useful activities and explanations. Then look at the left side bar. Here given some categories, grammar and vocabularies, then test and exams, English and schools. Right. Through the English and school, if you want, you can download the offline activities also. According to your lesson, you can download offline activities. That means in that case, you no need to create your own one. Right. In one way it is advantage, but I personally, I think creating that in yourself, if you want, if you can create in the activities is the good. However, as a help, you can get or download the worksheet from here also. If you want to do some grammar activity, offline activity, then go through the under grammar, select English tenses. Right. Here giving the worksheet. Right. I think clearly explain the things need for different, simple, present, progressive, right, tenses. I think good worksheet for if you are teaching the tenses in English. Right. Then again back to the website. That's about the offline worksheet. Then if you want to do something online interactively, suppose grammar exercises, you want to do some grammar exercises under grammar and vocabulary, click on here. If you want to do some interactive activity through the vocabulary exercise, that means if you want to improve the vocabulary, then you can select this one, vocabulary exercises. Right, here I am going to select this one, grammar exercises. Right, once you click there, then you can appear the page English grammar exercise. Under that, there are different categories: adjectives and adverbs, articles, conditional sentences, like that. Suppose your lesson is articles, then you want to do activity through the articles. Click on here. Right, then it will list out some activities. From these activities, you can select in any activity you like. For example, suppose I am going to select the second one, the article. Right, click on here. Right, once you click on there, then the activities appear on your screen. There are 10 questions. Now try to fill out the activity. Right? In the classroom, you can ask from your students to fill out. Right, then I like. Then support me to fill out 1 or 2 here. I like the I'm not familiar with, right, t-shirt over the better than. What's the word here? Better than the red one. If I'm wrong, then please tell me. Their car does 150 miles. What? An hour. An hour. Right. Where is USB drive? I let you last week. I think do you still live in Bristol? What is here? 4 options, and the X is for not article. Right? Just use the without article. That I think no article for that one. Is your mother working in what? Old office and old office. Carol's father works as an electrician. Tomatoes, then I'm not considered the correct one here. Just fill out because of the time. Right. In your case, you want to consider the correct one, right? That as an English teachers, you want to give the correct answers. Here, I'm not considered that the correction. However, once you finish doing the fill in the blanks, then click check button. Once you click the check button, then automatically it generates your marks and also correct one and the incorrect ones. Right. I'm going to check one. Click the check. Yes. Here says 7 out of 10. That means 70 marks. Then you can look at the wrong answers also. 8 is wrong. It should be an. Right. The clue also there. Your mouse move to the clue. Then give the reason also. We speak about breakfast in general. So there is no article. Right. Then students maybe easily learn regarding the things, how to put the article, correct article by themselves also. I think it is very useful. Then if you want to do again, then you can click the repeat exercise. Right. In that way, there are some other grammar exercises, nouns, then passive voice, prepositions, pronouns, questions, like that. There are some other topics are also available. Right, then later you can check it. I will provide the links. Then you can use as a useful material in your classroom. Right, that's one website. Then look at another one, SL School. SL Schools is another very good website. It is somewhat similar to the previous one. I am going to show you it again. This one also I'm going to show it. This one, SL School. Their home screen is like that. SL School's home screen. here giving some options to select. Then suppose you are going to work with past simple, then click on the past simple. Right. Here giving the different types of activities and exercises also. Right. Here match up. Right. Here giving some instructions. Then you want to read it, and then you want to click on the question marks here. Right. Had, and another one. If it is matched, then you will get some marks. Right. In that way, you can do it, that exercise, match up. Then another exercise here. This one is fill in the blank. Then you can write down the correct answer here, and finally you can check it. That all the things are automatic. Right. Then try to do this one, where go to last night. Then you can select the answers here. Right. Then what's the correct one? Right. That I am not consider the correct answers. Just put it. Right. Then just drag and drop the answers. Right. Drag and drop. Right. Finally, yeah, the answers you can explain through the listening. Here, one of the listening clip here. Then you can run this listening clip. Then you can get the correct and explanation of this activity. Right. I think you clear about the use of this website also. Then back to the presentation. There are some other websites also. This ABCYA is very popular for the computer educational games. Right? There are predefined games for each activities. Then you can select these games and ask students to play games and learn. BBC also provide learning English page through the BBC also. This page, this website also you can get some materials. Right. Okay, then look at another slide, web-based learning, the same thing, web-based learning program. Not only interactive activities, there are some other types of websites also available. Online dictionaries, right? There are websites available for online dictionaries. Through the, if you want to get the meaning of the word and way of pronouncing, you can use these online dictionaries. Cambridge, Collins, and Oxford are some of the common names. Then online encyclopedia also very common, that if you want to get the meaning of somewhat detail, then you can use the encyclopedias. Especially these encyclopedias available for subjects, the range of subjects, not only for a specific one, the range of subject. Access Science is one of the popular one to get the details of science subject. Right? Then Cambridge History Online. In that way, there are some encyclopedias also available. Then you want to get the difference, the difference between these terms also, the dictionaries and the encyclopedias also. Right. If you consider about the web-based learning program, these things are also important. Then ebooks or magazines, then web quiz, web publishing, then blogs and wikis. Through these type of websites also, you can get more details, and blog special that later will learn about the blogs also. Blog we are especially using to improve the students' writing skills. Right. That is about web-based learning, right? That we can remind that still we are discussing about the call types. The first one, call specific software. Then second one, general software. Then third one, web-based learning program. Right. Then fourth one, before moving to the fourth one, then second activity. We should want to do the second activity. Right. I am going to share the link. of the second activity. Right. Now posted it through the chat box. Go to the chat box and click on the link. Right. Once you click on the link, then it will open the activity. Right. Here, this is the activity here. I will do one for you, one example. You want to match the left side column. They are given a word, a statement, and the other column, right column, also given the matching word. Then you want to match it. Right. I think all of you are okay. Or generic software. Then tell me what's the suitable matching type here. Generic software. It's a type of call. Right. It's a type of call. Right. Then identify the correct answer. Then draw a line from generic software to call type. Right. This is the way you can complete this activity. Right. I will give 2 minutes to complete that one. Try to do it. Try to do the rest of the things. Right. I think now you are okay with this activity. Please tell me the answers. For the second one, the CD DVD. What's the matching one?
Offline study material.
Yes, very good. Offline study material, CD DVD, somewhat older delivering course material system. Normally you no need to online facilities to work with the CDs and DVDs. Gamebox.
Web-based interactive software.
Others, what about the others? That someone says web-based interactive software. Agreed with that, the others? When we discuss about yes, when we discuss about the call specific software, the first category, we identified some software available to learn or improve the language skills. No, Open Gamebox, then Open Teacher. Right? These are the software that you can use offline. Right? That first you want to download and install. Then without having the internet facilities, online facilities, you can work with. Right? Learning software. SL School. What can you say about this? Yes, SL Schools. Yeah, that's under web-based training. Right? Web-based interactive training. That's the third category of the call. I show you one example. SL School. Through the SL Schools, you can do various type of activities. Right? Once you did the activity, then the same time you can get the feedback also. That is interactive. Right? Then SL School is a web-based interactive software. Right? If you can get the feedback the same time that finish your activity, that's interactive. Right? Then spelling check offline.
Microsoft Word.
Microsoft Word. Correct. Flashcard.
PowerPoint.
Yes, using the PowerPoint, you can make interesting materials, teaching, learning materials. One type is flashcard. Right? Easily you can create flashcard using the PowerPoint facilities. Then the remaining one, the crossword puzzles. You can create crossword puzzles using Excel. Right. These are the answers for this activity. Okay. Here, then back to the presentation again. This lesson is somewhat longer lesson. Therefore, we can't finish this one today itself. We have to do it in the next week also. Right? This lesson will be finished next week. Here we are having only 3 minutes. Right. Then next thing we should want to identify about the web-based learning programs. Right. The still where we are learning about the web-based learning programs. That's the third type of the call, web-based learning program. Right. That earlier we learned about the websites available to improve the language skills. Here the web-based learning program. That I think all of you heard about the concordance. Right? There are online facilities to perform the concordance also. Concordance means analyze the text. If you are having a sentence or paragraph, then you want to identify some word structures or number of words. In that way, there's some, if you want to analyze the paragraph or sentence, then you can use the concordance software. Right? Either online or offline, you can do that. Right? There are some examples here. Giving some examples. These are the offline concordance software and concordance, Wordsmith and J Concordance, Concorder. Right? These are some names that you can use offline. Then online concordance is also there. Right? Here, look at one example. That's the result of concordance activity. In a book, they are trying to find the word, extract the word love with man on either side, left or right. In a literature or a similar kind of book, that paragraph taken from that kind of book. Then you want to find out how the word love and the man used in the sentences, in the word structure. Right here given that after you put that word to the concordance software, it will give this type of result. Right, in the blue color given the keyword, the love, then either side, right or left side, they're giving the other word. Okay, love, then between, then with a man. Right, these sentences, all the sentences in the book. Then it is easy to identify the word sentence structures. Right. Then I think our time is not enough to continue. Then next, I am continue that one from next week. Then next week, right? Okay. Thank you very much for the participation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome to you all.